Okay, so before we get into this, man, I want to say this. I have never been a fan of Mizkif. I've never been a fan of Mizkif. I've always thought that he was a snake. I've always thought he was a fucking man-child, dude. I've always thought, like, I have never liked him. This is based on clips, people's experience with him. So unless I just saw literally everything out of context, that's the only possibility. I was right to never follow him or give a shit about him or respect him or anything like that. So basically this video is Emiru like calling him out on a whole bunch of shit. I have seen a few clips and snippets from his stream, and every single thing of it that I've seen has been an absolute joke. So you know what? I guess I'm extremely biased, and I'm going into this knowing that I already don't like him. So this just kind of proves my point. This kind of just proves the fact that my initial gut instinct was right. I have never liked this motherfucker. So the fact that finally like he's being like called out for all this bullshit is very good to me. It's very satisfying. Very, very fucking satisfying. Okay, let's go.
At the end of my last stream, I said that when I got home, I would be talking about some other things that I really did not want to talk about, but I feel like those things developing independently of their own from the TwitchCon incident have gone to a point where I kind of feel like I have no choice. So
dude, I bet Miz was shitting himself, man.
I've already seen a lot of people speculating about what I'm going to be talking about, and some people have been right, but even for the people who were right, they were only like 5 to 10% right. I don't think I've seen a single person online who knew or understood the severity of what I want to talk about today.
I heard Miz like turn off comments or something. Oh, he put it in sub only. Okay.
And I want everyone to be aware that I've been handling the situation very seriously, and I've spent a lot of time thinking this over. And not only that, I've been in contact with a lawyer. I had them review everything that I'm planning to say today, because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to
she's smart, dude.
Do this, I was going to do it
Let me take a guess. He's already threatened to sue her for defamation.
right, because it's so serious. And I feel like it's going to change things forever. And so today, I'm finally going to be opening up about and telling everyone sorry, I swear I'm not trying to like make this dramatic or something. Like I said, I really wish I were not feeling like I had to do this. Just give me some time. I'm gonna be doing a lot of, I guess you could say like fourth wall breaking in a way, and talking about things that I thought would always be personal, and just, you know, I would just carry them myself. Today, I'm finally gonna be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking, why am I doing this and why now? And I would like to explain that before I get started so that people understand what prompted me to do this today and that it's not just on a whim or something.
She's
like
really
that.
smart how she's doing this.
Okay, so like I said, I took a lot of notes, so forgive me if I just end up reading off my notes.
Does she have a shit ton of receipts?
The first and probably most severe reason is that one of the rules that I set for myself a long time ago about withholding this information was that if I ever felt like somebody else was in danger or being hurt, I would then make myself speak about it. And 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago now, I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was present for said incident, that he had done something similar to something that he had done to me, and to someone in LA at the end of September. And this person is not a streamer or content creator, but obviously that does not matter. And because of this, I cannot in good conscience sit here knowing that I know critical information about someone that almost no one else does and not say anything. I think that most issues and dramas should stay private and off the internet. And I still hold that belief to this day, and I will hold that belief going forward. However, there are certain things that cross the line, and I say that the line has been crossed too many times to be count. There's a point where I believe that people deserve to know. I think that at a certain point, if you know a lot of things about someone and you don't say anything to look out for others, it's wrong. It's wrong to keep it to yourself.
I agree.
I don't want what happened to me or what has happened to other people because of him to happen to other people. And I don't believe he will ever stop behaving the way he does. But regardless, yeah, like I said, one of the main reasons I decided to do this stream is to come out about all of this because I can't hold on to it any longer because it feels wrong to do so. And an honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation.
Oh, fuck that.
I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused.
Wow. What a fucking piece of shit. Has anyone came to his defense at all? Oh, his sister? Okay. Now, obviously, I don't really know her. I actually don't really follow Emiru very much. But I will say this. This lines up to who she is as a person. To me, makes sense that she would try to, like, tank this and not really be vocal about it unless they crossed a line or some shit.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him. I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet.
That's fucked up.
Okay. So now that I've explained all the reasons why this took so long and why I made the decision to do this stream, I have a few more things I would like to get out of the way before I start talking about all of this. The way that I'm...
Dude, he's scared shitless, man. What a fucking small dick little pussy, man. I bet you he was so fucking scared during this stream, man. You don't go around threatening people like that unless you know that you have some major fucking dirt on you.
Do this today is I'm gonna run through everything from the beginning to the end to try to get across the story as accurately and fully as I can. And, hold on. Hold on. Also, Going to be showing a few screenshots,
Okay.
validating what I'm saying.
Oh, shit.
I have more things, but this is what I felt comfortable using today. And I will be running through those later. Another thing that I'd like to mention before I start is that during my statement, I'm going to be mentioning directly the names of about half a dozen other creators who were present for certain things. And I want to say that none of these people did anything wrong. I'm just saying that they were there, and I've asked all of them permission. They all said that it was fine to include their names, but I know this won't stop everyone, but I ask people, for the streamers that I mentioned, please don't go bothering them or asking them for more information. If there's something else that they want to say, they'll say it themselves, so there's no point to pester them
dude,
or
all right.
about it.
Dude, I'm going to tell you this, man. Dude, I have this whole newfound fucking respect for her, man. And look, I don't say that as in, okay, I'm not saying that in the way that, oh, I didn't respect her before. But what I'm saying is like how she's handling this situation. She's asking lawyers. She's like double checking herself, triple checking herself, asking people. She's making sure that everything that she's doing is solid as fuck.
There are also streamers who gave me permission to share things that they relayed to me privately, but asked me to redact their names, which I, of course, did. And the last thing that I want to make clear is that not every person that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of all of these things. And in fact, most of them didn't. And some of them didn't even know anything at all. I tried to keep things private with my close friends. But if anyone during the past year ever approached me asking questions, I didn't lie and I told them the truth. But yeah, I don't want there to be some kind of witch hunt like, oh, you knew and this, no. A lot of people, didn't know everything or didn't know anything.
Here's like another thing too, is if you know something about another person, but it doesn't involve you, it's not always your place to play the hero. You have to respect the person that's involved. You have to respect their wishes. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of when you no longer respect their wishes, when their life is in danger, or when they are going to be cause physical harm.
Okay. I think that's all that I have to get out of the way to start. So, this is public information. I initially moved in, sorry, I'm still sick, like I said. Okay. This is all public, obviously this part. I moved in with him, I believe it was the end of 2021, because he offered. I was living alone at the time, and I was having stalker issues in Kansas, and I mean, you guys know like all the stuff that happened there. I ended up joining.
What's a quick TLDR on the stalker issues? Okay, you know what? TLDR, she had stalkers. Oh, she explains. Okay.
The org and everything. We did a lot of streams together. And I mean, a lot of people already know this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. We started dating. We were in a relationship starting January 2022 after I joined OTK. I'm not planning to go into too much detail about the start of the relationship because it honestly doesn't really matter at this point. It's irrelevant now. The only things that really matter that you guys need to know for the story are that it was, one, an extremely private relationship. It was even hidden from friends and people in the org, but I mean, obviously people all eventually figured it out. They're not fucking stupid. And second, it was an extremely codependent relationship, which it's not the issue, but that's just, making that clear for details. he initially portrayed himself to me as someone who was very nice to girls and wanted to help me feel safe from stalkers and wanted me to succeed as a teammate. And we grew very close over time, and I was very dependent on him for feelings of safety, social life, like my stream, my job, everything. So yeah, besides it being a very codependent relationship, the start of it was fine. I saw a lot of people mentioning this. They thought this was what I was going to talk about. It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even when I would stream. So when...
That just screams like that he's self-conscious and he's jealous. That just screams that, man. Yeah, insecure, sorry. That's a better word.
It was definitely slow over time that bad things started happening. At the start, it would be things like, for example, he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruised very easily. He would throw his...
Why would you even throw things anyway?
...his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye, but he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like,
nah,
you know,
she should have hit him with a fucking baseball bat. Oh, haha, it was an accident, sorry.
Of course I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's... Yeah, I just... At the time, I just kind of was, you know, I just brushed it off. And looking back now, I feel like that was kind of...
How old is she? Just out of curiosity. It's like 30-ish, 27, 30-ish. So like basically what I'm trying to get at, after this, she's not going to tolerate any more of this bullshit anymore. I would imagine that she would have learned a lot from this experience.
The start of him testing my boundaries, if that makes sense. So that was already kind of starting to show signs within the first 6 months of me and him being close. And then, again, a very public situation. The end of 2022, the cover-up allegations happened. I mean, yeah, like I said, all that's public. You can find all that, see like what I said during that, everything. After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse, which, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. You know, he was...
Wait, Ms. covered up sexual assault?
Very stressed. A lot of stuff was happening, but the bad behavior was ramping up, and I feel like it's so apparent if, like, you know, you go back and watch anything from that time. I tried so hard to help him and be there for him because I really believed in him, and I wanted him to, you know, get better and get back on his feet and be the person that, you know, I always believed that he was. But that...
Nah, you know what I think, man? And this happens a lot. You will be in love with the person, but you don't know that you're not actually, like, you don't actually care about the person. You care about your idea of what the person should be, or your idea of who the person is, not who they really are. Sometimes it can take, like, I mean, even a year, maybe 2 years, but then eventually, slowly over time, as you become more comfortable with each other, the facade that the other person is presenting to you will fade. And you will see who they really are. And you will think, oh, well, they've changed. And it's like, no, they didn't change. They were always this person. It's just, that's not the person you met. That's not the person you fell in love with. You fell in love with the idea of who they wanted to be. And there's a difference.
Unfortunately, did not really happen. For a long time, I think about 1.5 years from when that all happened, it was kind of like slow things getting worse. But I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going into the details of all of that because there's just too much to cover, and it's honestly kind of not really relevant to the rest of what I'm saying because the rest of what I want to say is a lot worse. There was a point where things really took a turn for the worst. Like, it felt like, you know, like a very delicate branch just kind of snapped. So, and again, a lot of people are like vaguely aware of this, but I'll explain it for people who aren't, you know, chronically tapped into all that stuff. So for a long time after the like cover-up allegations happened and he was like starting to kind of struggle on his stream.
And the cover-up allegations was from Crazy Slick? Sorry, I didn't know about that, or at least...
He never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like, we really avoided it. And to me at the time, it made sense because, you know, I was like, well, of course, like, you know, we share a lot of community members. If we're live at separate times, we're both going to perform better. You know, it makes sense. But, yeah, we were never really live doing the same thing at the same time for a long time, with the exception of, like, things like events or sponsors or, like, you know, just special things.
I bet he didn't want to stream at the same time as her because she got more viewers. I bet you that's why.
For a very long time, and a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was because of him. And now I stream whenever I want, but the first time that we ever...
Dude, if I'm ever with somebody, like let's say I get with another streamer and they're ever like, hey, can you not stream at the same time as me? Bro, let me tell you, man, I'm going to hit him with this. I'm gonna turn into Zalo, bro. I'll be like, yeah, you can fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Stream whenever I want. Fuck off. That's what I'm gonna do.
Stream because of him. And now I stream whenever I want, but the first time that we ever streamed at the same time was for the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch.
Dude, isn't Mizkif like, doesn't he have a fuck ton of money? Some of these people, man, they don't know how good they have it. They got way too much money, way too young. And then this is like who you turn into.
We were streamed at the same time was for the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch. We were sharing drops, so it was the first time in a very long time that we were both going to be live at the same time doing the same thing, basically. I know you're probably like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But it'll make sense in a bit. So I'm live, he's live, we're both streaming, and like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public. There are clips of this.
There was this other funny clip, man, where he was trying to do this Mario jump and he couldn't do it, and then she did it and just shit all over him, dude.
I got it in one shot. Wait, why does my controller just go off? Okay, it's hyper clap.
I've been bad at it recently. I don't know if I can do it. Wait, I forgot your settings are terrible.
I can't take this anymore! Why are you so much better than me? Why? Here, do the tempo. Let's see if I get it.
So she's a gamer. Oh, wait, this is the one, right? This is... Okay.
Today is the Rust server. Chat, I'm excited. We got some stuff. Dude, we're going to start talking to people again. We're going to hang out a little bit.
Got raw pork.
I'll fucking take it.
Would you like some raw pork?
Yeah, I'll fucking take raw pork. Hell yeah.
Enjoy.
So I thought, why not build a house up here?
Yes. I can pay rent in your house.
Okay, let's do it. Yep. Oh, wait, check this out. Come here.
Ooh.
Not bad,
The
huh?
house. Wait, our houses literally look exactly the same.
Yep.
Dude, he's really upset about the fucking viewer count. Dude, he has 19,500 people.
Hello?
Yeah.
I want to see Emmy. I can't believe you guys are big separate houses.
Biggest sweats, you retard.
They will come after you guys.
They're the
wipe them out,
biggest
but we
sweats.
can stop them early.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it, dude. We'll join the resistance. You're spelling it wrong. Yeah, my bad.
What even is this game? Rust? What is this game? I don't even know what this game is, dude.
No, I hardly slept last night. It's why I seem tired
Oh,
today.
no.
Because I'm honestly fucking tired, chat. I'll be honest. I'm pretty tired. I'm just tired.
Oh, no, the alinity rate.
All right, chat. I'll see you guys later. I will see you guys probably tonight, if not tomorrow.
It's Arc. Okay.
I just need to know.
Or wait, what is it? Rust?
Out
Oh,
of my
okay.
mind.
What does unofficial Mizraid mean?
Guys,
Oh, he did?
Listen, why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged? Like we haven't had to do what we had to do to make it here where we she had a one-hit advantage. She was coming after me. I had to attack back.
What the fuck is this?
What is he doing?
What are you? Was that a test?
Is like hitting the wall or something?
Well, I have some cloth in my house.
Let me check my body real quick. Did anyone loot me?
Yeah. Go to the restroom real quick. I'll be right
There you
back. Yeah, she's trapped now.
Bonnie, look what I did.
Sick. Okay. Sick. Okay. I'm stuck in here. Okay. Sick.
I'm gonna make some stats.
Hello, sorry.
20 minutes later. Okay, I mean, dude, she probably fucking, you know, I mean, like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She probably, you know what, never mind. Bad joke. Actually, wait, hold on.
Make some stats.
Hello, sorry. It's like 20 minutes. Hello. Abaragi, thanks for the sub.
It's out of curiosity, how long was this stream?
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna log out for now, but I'll probably come back later. And if not today then.
Because, like, I could say that she's, like, tired, right? If she's been streaming for, like, fucking, like, 12 plus hours or something, but she looks
Tomorrow, my
emotional, or
normal
she looks
time,
drained. Just in what way? Oh, she explains it. Okay.
We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, you know, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out. You know, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start seeing in my chat people start saying unofficial Mizraid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and
Oh, so it's like he stopped because she had more viewers. Then when he stopped, he expected her to stop.
he's messaging me. He's saying like, Emmy, you know, I'm gonna kill myself. I waited, or I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long for this, etc.
What?
Basically he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him. And like I said, this is during an event.
That's such a
So
little
there are
dick
drops.
mentality, man.
Everyone knows when there's drops, like it's not even fucking real, but
That's
Yeah,
so little dick mentality. Yo, you know what,
he starts
man? He's
messing-
going to think about that time. I hope that he gets absolutely held accountable for all of this shit. And I hope that he remembers that time that he was complaining about 19,500 viewers when no one gives a fuck about him, no one watches him, and I hope that he's exposed for so much shit so that he'll think about that time and he'll think to himself, you know what, wow, I have no idea how good I actually fucking had it. I had no idea how good I fucking had it.
He's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's like wondering where you are. But yeah, he ended his stream. And then I'm still live, you know, trying to act like nothing's wrong. And in that house, I had a glass door so I could like see this was happening.
I think he's insanely weak because if he is going to get that ass hurt about 19,500 viewers, he has no concept of how bad things can really get. And I think he'll end up canceling himself because he won't be able to handle it. Because I think after this, he's going to see a dramatic drop off in numbers. So if he's a numbers guy, ooh.
He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. And by the way, so there were many ways out of that house if he wanted to leave the house that were closer to his stream room. He intentionally chose the door that was right by my room. I feel like that's pretty apparent, at least to me. He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore. It didn't work for months, and it would just make this horrible sound that I would have to hear like every fucking day. But anyway, so
What a
I hear him back there
fucking
doing this,
pussy,
and I'm like, what the
dude.
fuck is going on? So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back.
What an
Get up and I go
insecure
talk
little
to him,
bitch.
and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, Emmy, like, I hate all of you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me, and like, I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. And I was like,
Dude, he's
like,
so weak.
really happening because of rush drops?
He's so weak, man. Dude, he's not going to recover from this. He's such a pussy mentally, man. I mean, apparently physically too. If you guys were saying he was on steroids, I mean, I don't know if he was. I mean, I don't know if he actually was, but if he was on steroids, ooh, that's kind of embarrassing. But
And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was like going off on me, like basically saying that he hated me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like, go finish your stream so that people don't know anything's wrong. And I stop in the bathroom outside my stream room, and I'm like, you know, checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was like crying. And I'm only in there for like 30 seconds, and he comes and like looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup. So I go back and I stream for a couple hours, finish the stream, do my best.
now that's like, what is that? That's that ego, like narcissism or some shit. Like everything's about them.
To just like, you know, carry on the show basically. And yeah, after that, like I said, was when things started to get really fucking bad. It was like something just snapped. For the rest of the week, he streamed the Rust event. He got all the drop viewers. I'm sure he was very happy. I mean, good for him. And during that time, I obviously was like thinking and processing a lot of what happened. But I mean, it was a lot because this person was at the time like kind of it was like my partner and my best friend and like the only person that like I really talk to ever.
Nah, see, I feel bad for her because like during this time to me, and I mean like, you know, I'm fucking stupid. I'm not like a psychologist or anything, but I have been in quite a few relationships. I have been like, you know, I've dated around, you know, I'm 40. So, you know, over time you accumulate like experience and you accumulate like wisdom and shit, right?
Or like at least off stream. So, I mean, it was a lot. But the very next stream, I went live about a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move, because I knew that I would have to move. So I was like, okay, I have to go live and say this so that, you know, kind of force myself to commit to it, right? Does that make sense? Obviously, I didn't move out right away, but after like all of that Rust stuff happened was when the other domestic abuse stuff really started. He would destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom, the holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had
Mr. Beast is involved?
invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
What in the fuck is wrong with him, dude?
Then at home, other things would happen, like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault that he felt insecure.
What?
There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in.
What?
And as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better. So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck.
He's not going to be able to handle this. Dude, he is such a weak motherfucker, man. It's actually insane. He is one of the most pathetic people I've ever... Dude, I knew... Oh my God, dude. I swear to God. Okay, I am a very stupid person, okay? But I'm telling you, man, my gut instinct is rarely fucking wrong. It's rarely wrong. Now, it is wrong sometimes. Obviously, I'm human. But, dude, I knew immediately that he was a piece of shit. I knew immediately that he was like an insecure little fucking pussy, man.
Stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever performed too well, I was gonna be punished for it. And it just felt like a very rough situation to be stuck in because, I mean, streaming is my hobby and my job. Like, it's a huge part of my life, even before, you know, I met him and became like a larger creator. And I remember thinking all the time how it felt like he hated me, but he still wanted me around for his channel and like his thumbnail.
Well, yeah, he wanted her around because, like, you know, he wanted to like leech off her. Which is really ironic when you think about it, because he probably felt like, you know, the big dick, you know, like, oh, I got this huge channel and then, you know, she's going to be leeching off me, but it's okay because, like, you know, we're together and I'm fucking her and she's hot and all this shit. And then, well, now she has a bigger following than him, right? And now she's performing better. So now that insecurity like kicks in, you know what I mean? And he's like, wait a minute. This isn't how it's supposed to be. This isn't how it's supposed to be. And he's like flipping out and freaking out.
Thing. And this is still before I moved out. There was a time where it was the tension in the house was...
Wait, he actually says he used her for her content? Weak man with huge ego.
So unbearable that I would sneak out and I would sneak into Esfan's house using my code. And Esfan didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I
Oh,
would sneak
damn.
into Esfan's house just to have some time of like peace and
Man, you know what? Esfan is a good example of the complete opposite of Mizkif. You know, I don't really watch Esfan either, but from the first time I saw Esfan, I knew that I would, one, probably get along with him, and two, I would like him as a person. Okay, I don't even like sports. And I don't know if he does it anymore, but he was playing this fucking football game or some shit, man, or he was doing something related to football, and it was because I was watching Asman, I think, and he hosted him. And Esfan had the green screen, and he was like, he had this like podium in front of him, and he was talking like he was the coach of the football team or some shit, dude. And yeah, he was role playing coaching, and I thought it was so funny. I was like, nah, you know what, man? I like this dude, man. I like this guy. I don't even like football. I don't know who this guy is, man, but I like what he's fucking saying, dude.
quiet. Just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I would sneak into Esfan's house just to have some time of like peace and quiet. But eventually, he figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Esfan's house to keep telling me off. And there was
So
a
like,
time that he did it,
well, hold on.
and I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner. And he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there,
Whole mentality change, I bet. I'm going to take a guess.
he instantly, like, deflated and changed his tone. He was like,
Yep.
oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like,
Pussy behavior. Complete fucking coward. Complete pussy behavior.
like, are you coming home? And that roommate like later asked me about it, and they were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you okay? And I was just like, oh, it's nothing, because I felt like a lot of the reason that I didn't tell the people around me was because I felt like no one would understand, or even if they understood, it would just be a burden to them, because all of our streams and social circles and communities are so intertwined. I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with this and like hope things get better.
I get this mentality, man. I really do. And I used to have this mentality, but I haven't for a while. So
Basically. I honestly don't even remember what the final straw was that I finally was like, okay, it's time to go. Like, I prepared the house that I lived in before this one, like, pretty much immediately after the, like, breaking the front door thing happened, but I was still, like, scared and unsure. So I don't remember what the final straw was, but I remember the day I took Cheddar to the house.
who the fuck's Cheddar?
He just randomly started, like, screaming at Cheddar and was like, get that fucking cat out of my house.
Oh,
so I just grabbed
Okay.
Cheddar and put him in my car.
What the
And grabbed his
fuck?
litter box and took him there, and I just left him there and never took him back to that house. And then I
Dude,
think,
what
like,
a little fucking bitch, dude.
within several days after that was when I finally moved out. It was on very short notice. Like I said, I don't even remember what the final straw was because so many things happened, but there was a time when I just knew. I called some movers. I said, hey, can you come tomorrow? And they were like, yeah, and then I literally moved the next day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, good for her. She got the fuck out.
Moving out into the last house that I lived in was a huge step mentally because, like I said, a big part of why I moved into the first house in Texas in the first place was because I felt like it was the safest option for me because, you know, I
It almost...
a girl where it's like kind of scary for me to be living alone.
It almost seemed like, I feel like he took advantage of her because she was in kind of like a vulnerable state or whatever. Like, I mean, maybe that's a bit too dramatic. I don't know if the word vulnerable is appropriate, a very trusting state. Maybe she was new to stuff. And I guess I feel like he kind of took advantage of that.
So it was very hard. And at the time, even though like all these other things had already happened, I was very hopeful that me and him could be cordial and like eventually like things would be fine, at least publicly, like for stream reasons, that, you know, everyone could just keep streaming like nothing had happened. And
Dude, why? Like, okay, she's talking about like stream stuff. Why the fuck did he actually think people were gonna side with him? Dude, he's a fucking man-child pussy. What an idiot.
you know, at the time I thought that would be the best thing to do, and I felt like if I, you know, separated myself from him without explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand and would attack me. I was yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway, so, but
Wait.
at the time I thought that would be the best thing to do, and I felt like if I, you know, separated myself from him without explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Attack me. I was
Okay, right. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway, so, but yeah, after I moved out, we, like I said, still kept in contact. I had hope that somehow things would get better. He would always beg for me to come back, and he would promise therapy and change and...
Oh, yeah.
talk to
Okay. This makes me think that I'm even more right. He's starting to realize exactly what he had. So he had a beautiful girlfriend who makes a lot of money, who was very successful, who was very funny, very good person. He had that, and now he doesn't. So, of course, he's going to want that back because he realizes how good he fucking had it. He realizes how good he fucking had it. And let me tell you guys, the same thing is going to happen to his Twitch channel.
Other people and like kind of present like, oh, I want to change, I want to be better for Emmy or whatever, you know. There was a short period in October where we had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now. And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally, it's like on his terms. So that means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice, and he'll leave me alone. Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't like really sever it, if that makes sense. But I mean, obviously, hence me doing this stream, that was not the end of it. A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house and talk from closure. He came to my house, and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. He, so yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble.
I mean, obviously she should have called the police,
like,
but
you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I felt like I'd cause trouble for so many other people if I ever said anything bad about him, or if I caused rifts in our friend group or streamer group. I tried to stay on good terms with him and hold everything in, and also I still cared about him a lot, and I still at that point had hope that things would get better and that, you know, he would improve. And he'd also always hammer into me how he never physically abused me because he never hit me, and he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it because they were concerned. He would say, tell them that I never hit you. Make sure that they know that I never hit you.
Well, the physical abuse part was obviously a lie because, I mean, he fucking like raped her. She didn't want any of that. How the fuck, like, as a person, if someone is like sobbing and crying, the first thing you think of is, oh yeah, I'm about to get my dick wet. He did give her a black eye once, she said. You know what's really fucking sick and disgusting is that her crying turned him on. That's like very vile.
Around the same time,
It, like, dude, when that type of shit happens, it's not even like a physical attraction. It's more of like you're attracted to some really sick shit. Like you're attracted to vulnerability, or you're attracted to like despair or misery or something, man. It's like some psychopath shit.
this was during OnlyFans 2, so I guess like December-ish. He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
What the fuck?
And again, like I said earlier, I felt like I was stuck in a constant loop where I had to perform well to not be thrown away. But if I performed too well, I was going to be punished. And I actually wanted to show some of those messages.
Oh my god.
Because obviously a lot of these things, yeah, I'm not going to fully read these out because I honestly just don't want to read them out, but I feel like I want to show them to like kind of show what I'm saying.
Yo, she played Warrior in WoW? Oh, hell yeah. Emmy is better. Emmy this. I can't have nay thing, Emmy. Dude, what the fuck? Emmy is better. Dude, you know that's actually how I read it. No. I literally read it that way in my mind. Emmy is better, XDX. Dude, he's such a fucking pussy. He's such a fucking pussy, man.
And I am planning to probably post the VOD of this somewhere. So if
You already played Warrior when I told you we're going to get compared. Don't pull, I'm going to pull aggro because I'm a warrior. No, you're not. Another warrior can tank.
you want to read this later, that's fine, I guess.
Girl with 27K. This right here is like extremely condescending in like a couple ways. This how I read this is that because she's a girl, it makes her inferior to him. That's how I read it. And then 27K, that I imagine he didn't have 27K. Okay, couldn't find a warrior. You can every time. You just want to tank. I know what? What do you have, like Hank Hill's accent? I know what you're doing right now, and I'm not dealing with it. There were no warriors asking to join. And why is it bad for me to pull in dungeons? Because now I'm going to get compared nonstop because now people are just going to say you're better.
And again, this was all happening while
Does he suck at games? Like at every game he plays, does he suck? Here's another flaw I find, or I think in his mentality, is that he thinks because he has a lot of viewers that he's good. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you're entertaining, and just because you're entertaining doesn't mean you're good at something.
was live. You can literally go find the stream and see me trying to deal with this while I'm live in the middle of a dungeon, trying to just play.
Oh, shit. Dude, don't dude me. Get his ass. What am I supposed to do? Don't tank? Yep. I'm playing the game.
While I'm live in the middle of a dungeon.
Tank, Emmy, do it. Let me handle the hate. Holy fuck, brother. Like, dude, that has got to be the most pussy shit ever, man. What do, okay, like, not only is that like not only is that little dick and absolute like pathetic behavior, but this is who Mizkif is as a person, right? He is okay with people perceiving something that he is not. Why would you ever want that? That is such pathetic fucking mentality.
And trying to just play the fucking game.
Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmy. Emmy is so much better. Oh my God. Jesus. Okay. Emmy is so much better.
Oh fuck, I think I...
That's really funny. It's really funny,
Tank,
actually.
Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmys, the Emmy is so much better, the people saying you're better in every chat, the comparisons says nobody will ever be on my side. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank. You didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And like I said, you can go find the stream. But for context, I was playing Warrior in World of Warcraft in like a level 24 dungeon. It was like Silverpine. Like, it was just like, it wasn't even like, it was like dog
So it was like a low-level dungeon?
shit gameplay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so, yeah. Yeah,
How can anyone take him serious?
yeah, you can, read that later, I suppose, if, yeah, like I said before,
That's insane.
I was constantly trying so hard to compromise with him because I wanted to be cool and I wanted us to be able to coexist in the same streaming sphere. But I felt like I could never win, and he hated my whole existence, like ever since that one stream where I had like a little bit more viewers than him.
Jesus.
And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately.
Wait, he kept dying, which also caused Emmy to die, and they'd have to level up new characters. Okay, you want to know one of the reasons I'm single? Because if my girlfriend were to cause that situation, I would tell her, I'd be like, babe, you suck, and I'm not playing with you. No. I need to do what I need to do. You fucking suck. You're dog shit. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. I will play with you on easier shit, but I'm not playing with you on this hard shit. No. I'll do some reprog with you. I love playing with you, but on this blind, hardcore, serious shit, you suck, and I'm not fucking dying anymore. That's exactly what I would say, babe, you need to fuck up. And hey, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
Because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately. And he said if he would be able to hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back.
Wait, what?
I had like a little bit more viewers than him. And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately. And he said if he would be able to hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back.
Okay, that's... He would like hang out with OF models and shit just to like create this like... He's just a fraud, dude. On top of everything else, he's just a fraud. I could never take this guy serious.
That was like started within the last couple of weeks that we spoke to each other. He started saying terrible things to me about other streamers in Austin. In particular,
what a weak-minded
one
individual.
Specific streamer who I know there's a lot of people that know he has beef with certain streamers. It was not one of those streamers. It was someone who to this day has been nothing but nice to him.
Who has
He would say horrible things
who he has
about this
beef
person,
with?
like about them in their stream, and it was very hard to listen to. And just in general, he would say horrible things about other.
Yo, why the fuck did Tectone get banned for 2 weeks for calling Frogan fat, but then those two fucking bitches like sexually assaulted that guy and only got banned for a day? How the fuck is that fair?
Streamers in Austin, like, I quote, "I hate everyone here. You are all useless to me. You're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you." And him saying that was the final straw for me. The day that he said that to me about other people was the first day that I ever, for the first time, started to ignore his calls and messages. And because of that, he even threatened to come to my house if I didn't answer. But I did end up calling him back, and I spoke to him, and I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were. And he started panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me, which wasn't the first time that he like did something like that and was like, you know, basically begging me not to leave. But that was definitely the most extreme time. And again, like I said, I always had the hope that things would be cordial or that, you know, we could be fine with each other. So I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that. We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships and relationships. And it was I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him, so it was still hard. And I mean, it was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved. But because of the past incidents during like other fights and times I would try to separate myself from him, past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one, was to finally completely cut contact with him.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it'd
Good
be
for
very
her.
hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. So,
You know, she takes a lot of shit, man, but she's a pretty strong person for multiple reasons. But the specific reason that I was about to say, from the outside, it's like, well, why don't you just leave? Just leave. And people don't understand it's not that easy. It is not that easy when you share friends, when you share a job, when you share, basically when you share a life with a person. So, and this isn't even like including like kids or pets or any of that shit. Okay. When you, it gets like, dude, it gets even harder when there's kids involved and all this shit. Okay. We're not going to get into that because it's even harder. But my point here is the fact that she was able to literally make this decision on her own. I have a lot of respect for that. And the reason I do is because that decision was obviously very hard to make. I feel like people might not really understand how hard it was for her to do, because you got to keep in mind, right? At somewhat of a vulnerable time, she felt safe around him, around the organization. Now, in addition to, you know, caring about someone, she's also like, her career is like skyrocketing. You know, there's a lot of positive things. So because those positive things are in her life, it's really hard to just cut a person out of your life entirely.
I have not spoken to him since January of this year.
Oh,
It's been
wow.
10 months.
Holy shit. Okay.
But you think that's the end? It is unfortunately not.
No. No, you probably kept harassing
I
her
haven't
and
spoken to
shit.
him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon the messages started. He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts, Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls. And I'm just gonna show those.
Okay. Holy shit, she's got the receipt. Dude, can you imagine? Dude, can you imagine the shit that she's not showing people?
And at
What the fuck? Just to make sure you don't have recordings of me?
first, at first it starts simple, be confusing messages or like him expressing he was worried about things.
Oh, they're gonna turn like, they're gonna turn dark.
Like, at first it wasn't anything weird.
Okay, I'm not going to necessarily disagree with her. I'm just going to, and I hate to nitpick, but this is a trap, basically. He says he doesn't want attention. Why is he messaging her? This is a common trap. I've had women do this to me, actually, before. It's kind of hard to explain. But they're saying that no, everything's fine. You don't have to talk to me, but just talk to me this one time. Well, that's a trap. When you talk to them the one time, now they know what to say to get you to talk to them. It's never the one time. Okay. So when she says that it was nothing weird, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with her. Technically, it's nothing too weird, but it's a sign and it's a red flag. So I'll just say that. Bro, what is this? Yeah, I know you don't want to hear. Oh, God, this is classic. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I can't just not message you. I still care about you. If you need to talk, I'm here. Dude, is this like his first relationship? I'll be up all night if you need to talk. I don't actually sleep anymore. Okay. Hey, I found out you weren't something to the party. Oh, invited. I know you wouldn't want to go, but I didn't do invites. You were invited, of course, and I hope you're doing okay. And one day we can talk. Dude, this is very similar shit to what Lionel sent to Katie, man. Yo. Okay, so I'm gonna take a guess here. This love bombing shit is gonna be followed up with shit like, you fucking whore, dirty, all that shit. I bet it's gonna be followed up with this. I'll be surprised if it's not. I know what I want, and it's you and only you. I've been nothing but miserable without you. I love you, Emmy. And if you take me back, I want us to be a real relationship. Now, keep in mind, he broke up with her, by the way. Okay, what's it? I've been crying every night without you, and I'm sorry I've done any of this. Oh, man, he's not getting what he wants. I want to see when he flips out. I'll be really surprised if there's not a flip out. Just at least tell me you moved on. I'm gonna be real. Like, okay, here's the thing. Here, dude, I'm so glad that she's getting a restraining order against him, man. Holy fuck. I'm so fucking glad. Jesus fucking Christ. Good for her. But I mean, I will say she should have got a restraining order a long time ago, but I mean, it's one of those things where, like, hindsight's 20/20. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of times in life where you think back, oh man, I should have done this way sooner.
This is not someone who loves or cares about you.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna clap for that. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna learn from this shit. This really strikes me as a desperate person. I'm sorry, not a day has gone by in these last 4 months where your final words to me, don't go, haven't echoed in my heart. I walked out the door thinking I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. I told myself I needed to be alone, that I had missed out on being single in my 30s. I convinced myself I needed space, freedom, distance, but the truth is I was afraid of commitment, afraid of what it meant to truly let someone in, even someone as beautiful and kind as you. So I tried to protect myself in the worst way possible. I pushed you away. I told myself lies to justify it. I said I was bored. I said a relationship would hold me back. I said I didn't want to be with just one person. Last 4 months have been the hardest of my life. You are the love of my life. Every night we spent watching shows, every silly conversation about cheddar. Every time I walked into your room as you're about to go, oh, okay. I think this is the peak. And then it's going to crash into something. It's going to crash into like threats. The lack of communication is very confusing. Dude, this is absolutely hilarious. How is a lack of communication very confusing? She doesn't want to fucking talk to you. What do you mean it's confusing? She's not talking to you. So stop trying. That means she doesn't want to talk to you. If anything, that's the least confusing thing about the entire situation. The way that I'm taking this is she is showing just enough to prove a point. She knew that she was going to talk about it. She knew she was going to show shit. Basically, what I gather from this is her subconsciously telling Mizkif, do not fuck with me. That's how I get it. Now, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way, but the way that she's laying all this shit out, I feel like she has way more. And if he fucks with her and he forces her hand, then it's going to come out.
And keep in mind, this is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying.
Oh,
And,
I bet he was going crazy.
Just kind of a funny side note, I guess. I would like to highlight this message. Because,
Holy fuck.
doesn't really matter, but I ran it through a ChatGPT checker. And all the highlights, like I said, doesn't really matter. I just thought it was interesting. But,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah. Like I said at first, the messages were just simple things. Like, him saying he was worried about things or saying no one was talking to him.
I'm
which
very curious on his
I don't
perspective.
think was even true at the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him. I'm not sure about that, of course.
No. She's absolutely
Talking to him,
right.
Which I don't think was even true at
Yeah.
the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him. I'm not sure about that, of course.
No. That's 100% true. It's a bait.
This also extended to in-person interactions because initially I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through private communication and, you know, we would be fine going to the same events and parties and such.
Nah. Nope.
I also had to start... Hold on, I'm still fucking sick.
Nah, we're going to watch the response video after this. Might be a little bit of a later stream, guys. Later stream tonight.
I made
It's
the
okay,
mistake
though.
of thinking that I only had to cut him off through personal, private communication. But I also had to start avoiding going to the same parties or places I was worried he'd be in person. Because this was after he came back from his first trip to Japan. There was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him. I was aware that he would be there, and I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought I'll just let him have his space. I'll have my space. You know, it's not a big deal. We're adults, right? During this party, I felt like he was following me around and monitoring me, but I thought that I was just being paranoid.
I don't think she was being paranoid. I think he was. It's his behavior. He really enjoyed having control over her. I would 100% believe that he was.
I was like, it's probably just in your head.
No way.
I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and a couple other friends. And at some point, Nick was like, it's too fucking loud down here. Let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs. Let's just go, you know, chill in a room and like talk where it's not so loud. And I was like, okay. So they, as a group, went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to get up there because someone like stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, I mean, he was like standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid. But I went upstairs. I was hanging out with Nick and Catchy and, you know, our other friends. And then about 30 minutes later, the room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz. He opens the door, makes eye contact with me, goes, ooh, and then closes the door and leaves. And I was like, what the fuck? But again, I was still trying my best to, you know, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know, maybe it's
so
just like
weird.
an awkward situation or something. But a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room. And then after he opened the room that you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing, and then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night.
Holy shit,
So
dude.
I was like, wow.
He's so salty, man. Oh my God. That is so fucking weird.
Okay, that's good to know, I guess. The next story, that I want to tell involves what happened to me, Valkyrie, and Senna earlier this year when we were attacked at the Santa Monica Pier, because that was obviously.
I think I
Let me
remember
close
seeing
all
this.
these
I think I
fucking
remember
texts.
seeing
I
this
don't wanna
actually.
look at them. They're still on my desktop. Where was I? Yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah, I
it
think I
happened
remember
March
seeing this.
3rd of this year. A lot of people were talking about it, talking about how me, Ray, and Senna were attacked. Which was not an issue. Like, we had no issue with that. Like, obviously, it's big news. People are going to talk about it. It should be talked about. We had, like, no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him. I was fine with that. He joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me being no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him. And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Senna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself. And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, it just felt so shitty because at the time that those things happened, like, you know, all the people that lived in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him, we should never talk about this because, you know, people are gonna be weird. It puts Emmy in more danger, and, you know, it gives people ideas, so we're never gonna talk about it. But, you know, of course, as soon as there's some big drama that he's not involved in, and he finds a way to, you know, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy, he does it.
Yeah, he's just trying to get back in her life at any cost, man. But you know what else I feel? I feel like that he's trying to, like, I feel like that he's trying to make her feel as though she's in danger again in hopes that she'll come running back to him because he made her feel safe at one point in time.
He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it. And by the way, it was also so frustrating not say anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as, like, the hero. He was like, oh, I
Of course he did. Of course.
held
Okay.
the stalker at gunpoint. No.
Oh my God.
only
She just hit him with the tisk, bro. Holy shit. She tisked his ass, dude. No.
Person who ever came into contact face to face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door behind glass and metal with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary, but why are you acting
Okay.
like you've, like, if anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor. I'm so glad I
Bro,
forgot to say that. because-
stolen valor. Holy shit. Dude, that's insane. Insane concept, bro. Stolen valor. Jesus, man. It was like like back in the medieval times, bro.
She is the one who, like, kept everyone in those two houses safe, not him.
Damn. Bonnie's a badass, dude.
Anyway, back to the original
Who the
thing.
fuck is... I don't even know who Bonnie is, bro.
The Ray and Senna stuff. So, I was obviously panicking. Like, I just had this horrible thing happen to me the night before. It was like huge, like public, millions of people seeing it. And then my crazy ex-boyfriend is going live talking about more of my personal stuff. And I'm like crying.
one of our roommates, okay.
And Senna and Ray are like, what's wrong? And I tell them. And I'm like panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so. Like these different people that I was like, they can contact him because I did not want to contact him. So, Ray, Senna, some of me and Miz's mutual business partners, and Asmongold were all messaging him to stop. And by the way, Asmongold told me that he tried to call Miz while he was talking, and it rang 3 times and then hung up, which means that he saw it and he just wanted to be able to keep talking because, yeah, anyway, just a little note. I don't know exactly what, like, the other people said to him, but Ray and Senna told me that they were messaging him being like, bro, like, stop, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And he was messaging them, who were also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing. Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, girls go through. Was that your job?
Dude, he's really fucked up in the head. I don't think he looks at women as like people. That's so weird. It's like some incel shit. Yeah. Like they're objects or something. It's like basically women are incapable of doing anything without like a man or some shit like that. Weird old concepts or something.
Well, anyway, yeah, that all happened a couple of months into me being no contact with him. And yeah,
You know, that might be the case. It might not just be women. It might just be people. Yeah, just people. Could be just people.
arguing with Ray and Senna while they're trying to be like, bro, like, stop, like, you're making it worse. He finished talking about my stuff and then reacted to Senna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities, made sure to react to that, and then immediately went offline. So yeah, that was a terrible weekend. I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird ex was going live trying to self-insert so that he could make sure to farm his own clips. After that incident, his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which I showed those texts. We went back to Japan, and during that trip, he was texting and calling me, trying to call me quite a lot, begging me to take him back. And at the same time, I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers who know both of us. And he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married. I don't think he even meant that, but I hope not. But I assume he did that with the hope that they would relay the messages back to me since I wasn't
Holy
talking to him.
shit, okay.
And, I mean, some of them did. I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream and not in a like, oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now way, or like having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost
Yeah, I know a little bit about that. I got a hate watcher.
every time that I've been live this year. And they tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed I still wanted him.
Woo.
Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year. They'd be like, I don't fucking know, man. And then
That's
they
so
told me He
weird.
would say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking gross stuff like that.
Dude, this is incel shit, man.
And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time, but we simply weren't together anymore because I was too mature and I was not ready. I was too immature.
This is projection at this point now.
But yeah, you can
He's like
see
30. He's 30.
from the messages I showed. I'm not sure if like, I mean, people
Or
can go
around
back
30.
and
He's
read
around
them.
30.
He was begging me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of those messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT. Not that it really matters. It's just interesting, right? As of today, it's been about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly. I think because about 2 months ago was when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been like, you know, telling people things.
Oh,
again-
yeah, dude. Dude, I bet he's scared shitless, dude. I bet he doesn't know what the fuck to do now. He's going to go through like the 10 stages of grief or whatever the fuck it is. Like right now, he hasn't accepted things for what they are. So now he's the tough guy. He's got to be the tough guy. And then after, like, people, like, they're going to make fun of him. They're going to do, like, what kind of tough guy, like, turns off comments? What kind of tough guy, like, fucking just, like, lies and shit? You know what I mean, man?
And I wasn't going out of my way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I wasn't going to lie to them. I mentioned this at the beginning before I started, like, fully telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. And I was told that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused, obviously.
Isn't that exactly what he did? Isn't that exactly what he did? He went live and said that she killed her rabbits or something?
They're not insane.
What a fucking idiot. Plus, wait, hold on. Okay, let's just assume for a second that she did kill her rabbits. Okay, just for a second. All right, just bear with me. How the fuck does that absolve him of anything? This is how you know that a person is just completely fucked in the head. You know you're a horrible person. So instead of taking responsibility and taking accountability, you're going to try to make the other person seem as horrible. That's your first line of like defense. That's your first action. That's how you know that that person is a lying piece of shit.
Even something happened this weekend at TwitchCon. One of my employees told me he went up to them and he threatened them, saying, if Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her. Whatever that means. And within the same night, he also texted one of my best friends, and he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, hey, worried about her, hope she's okay. You know, right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was gonna try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night. And, yeah, that was Saturday, so that pretty much leads us to today. I feel like it's clear I've spent the last year of my life cutting him off and building a new life with people that actually care about me and doing my best to move on peacefully without causing any drama. I did not want to do this. A lot of other creators actually told me that after his other allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for him and start appearing on his channel again, they do not think that they would have gone back to helping him with his content.
Oh, wow.
So I
Yo, you know I'm thinking
always
about it,
tried
right?
to keep
Just playing devil's advocate for a second. What does she have to gain by seeing Mizkif lose his career? I mean, nothing, because nobody watches him anymore anyway. They all watch her.
things private, always tried to make things better, had hope that things would get better, you know, tried to be supportive, and my thanks that I got for all of that was abuse and resentment. And for all of 2025, all of this year, harassment and hatred from him and his community, while he was the whole time secretly begging for me to take him back behind the scenes. I've taken a lot.
Oh God, dude, that's got to be such a fucking dude. That's got to be like such a disappointment to his viewers, man. Because the viewers that like love him like unconditionally, man, you know, and shit like that, dude. Just hearing from her that he's actually like this little soft pussy bitch that like begs and shit. That's got to be really. That's got to be satisfying.
Steps already, as I said, it's apparent. I've taken a lot of steps to restructure my life and be a lot more careful about who I help and who I invest my time and my care into. And I'm doing a lot better now, but I felt like this was a necessary strain because, like I said at the very beginning, I have heard that he has done things to other people that aligned with some of my own experiences, so I felt like it would be wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information. I know I stayed for way too long, and I thought that I could help, and I unfortunately learned that I couldn't, but I worked really hard to have the life that I have now with my friends, my family, my pets, and my community, and I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for making the choices that I did to end up where I am now. And yeah, that's my story of dealing with abuse, psychological and domestic abuse, sexual assault, and stalking, and being threatened on if, you know, I ever talked about it. And this whole time, it's been kind of hidden in plain sight away from hundreds of thousands of people. And yeah, I know that me saying all of this probably isn't gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone.
God. Woo!
Nah, guys. Nah. 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 You guys don't understand, dude. You guys don't understand. If there's one thing that he's going to remember from this entire ordeal, it's that, what she just said. I am not kidding.
And yeah, I know that me saying all of this,
dude,
probably isn't gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone, but
he's never going to recover from that. He will remember that for the rest of his life. That's just his personality type, man. That's his personality type.
Sorry, voice crack. I know talking about this probably won't make him or probably won't make him or what remains of his community leave me alone, but I'm at least glad that people will be aware of all of this now. And I won't have to feel like I'm hiding a terrible dark secret anymore.
Nah, man, good for her.
Out there now.
Good for her.
And
all this shit's out in the open.
Clear.
Well, a lot of it.
That not everyone that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of the things that were happening, and a lot of streamers didn't really know anything at all. But I mean, like I said before, people aren't stupid. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people knew that things were happening. And like I said, you have to remember, it's not just me. A lot of people have told me that they have their own, you know, grievances with him. But for the people who did know about this, thank you for being there for me through all of this and supporting me and cheering me on. And there were a lot of people as well who, even though they didn't know anything, without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive, and I will always remember that for the rest of my life. I also want to say, just so people know, that I'm not just trying to like put this out there and then, you know, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him in both Texas and California. And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for this stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about, and PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit. It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about. And I'm sure there's also plenty of things that even I don't know about. And yeah, there's more things that I didn't even talk about.
You know that expression, Emmy is better. You know, it's also applicable here. She's also better at shitting on him.
About today, but I'm hoping that now that I have this out, this is the last time I ever have to talk about it. And I can be like, okay, I got it out there. I'm not withholding this anymore. It's out there. And yeah. I guess that's pretty much it. Definitely not how I would have liked to spend my Saturday. I would have loved to go to karaoke with my friends or something like that instead. All people like karaoke, right, guys? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm probably gonna take some time off. I'm not sure, like, I genuinely have no idea what the response to this all is gonna be like. I really just wanna, like I said, do my best to move on from this, because I've already been doing that for a year. Like I said, I feel like that's pretty clear. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for today. I asked my editor if he would put this on YouTube for if you guys want to look at, you know, any of the things that I shared today. But like I said, all of the streams that I referred to today are public. You can easily find them. And all the people that I mentioned today gave me permission to mention them. Except I think I mentioned Mr. Beast, oops, but I mean, he's not involved. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought that I would be doing this stream, so it feels really weird to have done it, and it's over now.
The internet detectives have been digging, right?
Yeah, well, now you guys know everything. And all the things I've been holding in for the past couple years. So yeah.
We got another video to watch after this, guys. What'd I say, a short
listening.
stream?
Hopefully I'll be able to keep
It's almost
giving
6 hours.
updates on the TwitchCon stuff. But I'm hoping to put this other chapter behind me.
No, we
Like
gotta
I
watch the
said,
other one too,
I don't
man.
know what's gonna happen, but I feel very confident that this was the right thing to do, and
Yes. Yeah.
I don't regret any of it.
Yeah. Good. Good. Her mentality is fuck him. You fuck with me, and I'm gonna completely shit all over you. You're just gonna take this. You're gonna take it like a bitch.
Thank you guys. I'm gonna go spend time with my friends, and hopefully I will see you guys.
Yeah,
all
tell
very
my
soon.
theory. I really have to pee, so.
Thank you for everything. Yep, I guess that's it. See you guys when I see you. Goodbye.
Fuck, I gotta pee. I'm sorry, BRB. Jesus Christ.